You're stuck and you just don't know what to write about. Do you just stop and wait until inspiration comes back? Or do you keep writing by finding a prompt out of your daily life? No matter how uninteresting you think your life is, there's always a prompt that can keep you writing. I'm here to show you how to do that. Hey, everybody, I'm Rikki Heller from rikkiheller.com. I'm a writer, an editor, and a book coach. And I want to show you how easy it is to pluck prompts right out of thin air to do with something that happened to you that day, maybe an experience, maybe an interaction, maybe something you saw on television, maybe something you saw on the internet. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and then I'm going to challenge you to write something, either a piece of fiction or a nonfiction article that you could submit to a magazine or a newspaper, or a nonfiction snippet from a memoir, like a personal essay that you could then submit to me for free editing. I'm going to do a full developmental edit of somebody's work. I'll give you all the details at the end of this video. So I want to dive into today's prompt that I just took out of my daily life. I was looking at some old photos and saw a pic of my dad the other day. Now, my dad passed away during COVID in 2020. However, he was an immigrant to this country. He came from Poland after World War II, and he basically built up a whole life for himself. So he was very busy working. He had a little butcher shop. He worked for 6 days a week, very long hours, just to provide for his family, to buy a home, and to be able to feed his wife and kids. But he had a dream that he always wanted to go back to Poland and visit his hometown there. And this went on for many, many years. And then when he was around 90, because he lived till almost 100, when he was around 90, my younger sister was finally in a position where she could go with him. And by then he said, no, it's too late. I'm too old. I can't make the trip. Even though I don't think that was true, because he was actually in amazing physical condition for someone who was 90, and he still had his wits about him when he was 90. But I guess he felt it would have been too much, or maybe he was just scared to go back at that point. I really don't know. But that got me thinking about how that could be the prompt for today. So I want to share with you how you can use it in any one of those three ways. I think it would be a really interesting article to talk about immigrants to various countries, and do they go back to their home country? What's it like for them when they go back to their home country? You could do a whole article on how to do this for people who are considering it. What are the considerations? What are the costs? Where do you stay? What do you do? And so on. That's a great nonfiction article that you could then submit to a magazine or a newspaper. For a piece of nonfiction like a personal narrative, have you ever had that experience where maybe you had an older relative who dreamt about going home, or you yourself went back to a country you came from, and what was that experience like? Was it what you expected? Was it different? Was the place different from when you left it? Did you feel like you were going home, or did you feel like a stranger? I had a little bit of that experience because I was born in Montreal, and then I went away to university, and I never went back to live in Montreal. And so now when I go visit that city, I feel like a foreigner in that city. It's a very strange sensation. I do not feel like that's my home anymore. So what was it like for you? You can write about that. And then the third one is a short story where you could write about anything to do with that topic of people traveling together back to a homeland, or maybe missing a homeland, something like that. And then just deal with the theme of what's it like to go home, and that whole identification of where we identify in terms of where we live. Are we connected to the place we live now, or are we more connected to the place we came from? So those are three ways you could take this idea and run with it. If you do, and you write something that's 1,000 words or less, I would love you to submit it to me at rikkiheller.com, and then I will choose one at random and provide a full, complete, professional developmental edit. This is what I do with my clients all the time, where you will get very detailed feedback within the text, as well as what we call an editor's letter or summary sheet apart from the text that gives you feedback, suggestions, ideas, and so on. You can take that, you can revise it, and send it off and get yourself published. So this is something that I encourage you to do. I would love to see what you write. And if you're looking for a place to write with other writers who are all working on their works, seriously writing together for an hour, I meet with writers in a Zoom room. I call it Write with Rikki. We meet at 9 a.m. every Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, and we write for an hour together. It's wonderful accountability. I love meeting the writers and sitting with them and feeling that energy, writing together. It's a great sense of community as well. And it's just a great way to get your writing done. So I hope this shows you that you really don't have to take a pause. You can keep writing. You can always find a prompt to write about so that you are in the flow, you develop that writing habit, and you keep going. All right, have fun with this one. And I cannot wait to see what you write. Send them in to me. Would love to hear from you. If you have any other ideas or comments, please leave them below, and I will see you next time.